Richie Hawtin, connu aussi sous le nom de Plastic Man, est sans conteste un des DJ les plus influents de la planète. Sa musique particulière est une sorte de roman synthétique au fort potentiel incendiaire. Ses interviews sont rares, mais quand il est lancé, il se révèle très loquace.
Hello, we're here backstage with Richie Hawtin. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, you?
Very good, thank you. After the set, it was a good set?
I think so.
Yeah?
You have to ask the
It
people.
seemed to work. Well, they seem to love it, so I imagine it was
I had a
good.
good time, so, but you never know. Sometimes you have a really bad time and the people love it. Sometimes and the opposite. Sometimes you're having a great time and the people hate it. But you get good or you get bad. You don't know what's going to happen, and I go with it. And sometimes you find your way and with the people and what you're looking for, and something magical happens. And that magic happens is because it's spontaneous and you don't know where you're going. But sometimes searching for that magic, you can get derailed and you can find yourself down a wrong path, which maybe you don't come back from.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
For sure. And now you're working with, I noticed you're working with 2 laptops on stage. Does that
Yeah.
mean you're working with 2 sets of tractor?
No. A tractor and Ableton and effects, and usually I have a drum machine, but I broke it the other night, and so it's bits and pieces.
Do you still enjoy mixing, hopping on a set of decks and playing your vinyl? Are you really
I actually, honestly, I was at it after hours the other day, and at the very end of it, I had to play one piece of vinyl, and it's funny, it's nice, but it's I did it for so long, and I don't feel it definitely makes a different show playing one record on top of another, but it's not really the direction that I want to go in anymore.
Plastic Man and Richie Hawtin, the same man?
No, I don't think it's the same guy.
Okay.
I think everybody has every person is multifaceted.
Yeah.
And, I use different names to explain to the people different sides of my personality. Some people think Plastic Man is, they know 1 or 2 tracks, more the dancings, and they think that's what it is. I think for me, Plastic Man was always a little bit more cerebral and in a way darker than the Richie Hawtin thing. Richie Hawtin is usually pretty straight ahead with moments of Plastic Man, and Plastic Man is more left field with moments of accessibility. Plastic Man is a project that I started in 1993, so that's 15 years ago. And once you release a project out to the public, it takes a life onto its own. We've just put a questionnaire out on the internet to fans and everybody else, asking, the people out there what they think Plastic Man should be.
And what's the feedback like at the moment?
I honestly don't know. We just released the questionnaire a couple of days ago, and there's been a couple of thousand people responding already. So we're going to leave it up for a month or 2, and then take all that information and make some nice charts and graphs and see what it means.
So with Minus, you have a bit of an ecologic sort of philosophy. How does that fit into basically running a label to,
Well, I think
to globe trotting to basically burning up miles in planes and all the rest of it? Is that a,
yeah, well, on one way you could say it doesn't fit in because rock bands can be actually more ecological because they do these long bus tours, which we just did one in America like a couple of weeks ago. We did the whole bus tour on biodiesel. So as green as you can get while still using petroleum products. But DJs travel in a different way and tour in a different way than a rock band, so you can't do that all the time. So we really have to fly. Sometimes we need to do 5 different countries, 5 continents in 5 days. So there's no way around it. So we're carbon offsetting on my flights, which is a controversial thing. You can say it doesn't make any difference, or you can
be conscious about it. So
you're conscious. You're putting money into something that may create a development to a better future. Most DJs out there are fucking ridiculously unenvironmentally friendly. They make a lot of money and they don't put anything back into anything. So we've made a lot of changes on the label too. We don't use any plastic products in a CD except for the CD. We've done all special papers which come from renewable forests and things like that. So sometimes it's a bit of a pain in the ass because all that stuff costs more money and it's like an uphill battle, but we're trying to do it wherever we can.
Okay, let's talk about +8. So it's nearly, 20 years next year?
Yeah, it's really old, but with +8, it's, for me, really, what's the word?
Emotional.
Satisfying, no, emotional. I don't know, it's too old to be emotional. Satisfying that it's still around after 18 years, 19 years, and still relevant. I look around and see other DJs and other labels that have come and gone, and we're not as high output as we used to be. We go through phases of being really cool and really trendy and not trendy, but over time we're still there, and I think that's important for electronic music and for +8. We have a remix collection coming out later this year, which is really interesting to look back at some of those tracks and see how people have replayed them and manipulated them.
Okay, so what is happening now for you, basically?
Right now I'm in the middle of the black hole that you call the summer season.
Okay.
Traveling, DJing, playing. The next 2 or 3 months are like that, really. It will take us around the world. We'll be back in Japan and down into Colombia and South America, back to Europe. In between there, trying to find some time to do some studio work. We'll see,
So where do you find time for yourself amongst all this?
Well, myself
Really,
is, I do mostly what I love most of the time.
For sure.
And, I don't have a regular life, and I don't expect to anytime soon. So I just try to make it work. This is Richie Hawtin. Thank you. Plug in. See everybody next time.
Yo.
Thank you.